This is AC Starlord, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my channel. And I just finished Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. This graphic novel was amazing. At first, it was hard for me to pick this up, but once I picked it up, it was non-stop reading it. I couldn't put it down. When I started reading it, it was just like, okay, we're following Supergirl on her planet, and her planet is being destroyed, and then she's going to other planets to have the red sun don't have a red sun so she can get drunk and you know deal with and coping with all the people she knows and her planet and her family being gone, and the only person she has is crypto. So they're kind of going to show that in the movie, kind of in a way. And then she meets a girl that her father is got killed, and she teams up with her, helps her not to, drink too much, and they go on a mission from there to find her father's killer, and and then at some point, Crypto's okay because she sends Crypto to the veterinarian on her planet, and she finally meets up. That girl that she's with finally meets up with her her dad's killer, and then she meets some space pirates that kind of did something did shot some arrows through Crypto, like they show in the movie, and and then as they're traveling, they learn about each other, and then you also meet that she has like a super horse, not like just Crypto, super horse, and it's cool. It was cool. Um, even the background, even this background right here, she's on a beach, and you think that's her blood. Well, it's not her blood. Those are the other pirates' blood, but like, and she was about to help she was going to help her friend kill her father, killers before that. The the horse sensed that she was in trouble, and then the horse was actually a man. He was just cursed, and he turned to they turned him into like a horse. This book has everything in it, and it's just fantastic. There's a lot of things I can say, and there's a lot of things that I don't want to give out too much in this comic review. Kind of want you guys to read it, but like this is the movie's going to be epic. If they add some things in here, like I know some of the trailers that show the horse and they show her fighting and bars and some of that. But the only thing that's not in this is Lobo. So if you're looking for Lobo in this comic book, Lobo's not in this comic book. Do not look for Lobo for this comic book. Pick this up on Amazon or your local comic store or wherever you can. I have a best friend that wants to watch this movie, so I might lend her the small little copy book I got, because I even read when I was waiting for her to come home from a Friday night. I was reading this nonstop, like off and on, doing some other things, but reading off and on. But I couldn't put down the book. I finally finished this book. I should have read this when this first came out. This book is amazing. The art in it is amazing. As you can see behind me, the where she goes through space is amazing because they travel through space. And one page when she's on the horse, the super horse, goes from purples, blues, blacks, yellows, greens to black and white, and it fades out. And then there's one page that's black and white. It's just this book is a very artistic book, and the surroundings of it as well. And Supergirl learns a lesson in this. Um, and I'm not going to tell you the lesson. I'm just going to give you a simple review. This mo book is awesome. The movie is going to be even awesome, even awesomer, but awesomer is not a word, but awesome. But I think they're going to add some things into the movie that's going to make the movie more interesting for viewers, but for readers here, it's this movie. For readers, this book is amazing, but the movie's also going to be amazing. But again, no Lobo in here. I was thinking Lobo was in here, but no Lobo. Just straight, and then straight Supergirl and this girl that helping. She's helping out and helping her out, and she's throughout the whole book. They learn about each other, and even the movie they're in there. But at the end, the killer, the girl that she's with, Killer, gets old. And she gets old, and Supergirl gets a little bit old, but she doesn't age because she's Supergirl. She can't. She also can't get drunk. I mean, she can if she's not on the planet that has the red sun, but she can't get drunk anyways. They get old. She gets older, and the killer gets old, but Supergirl is still in her prime. And instead of killing him, they put him in as a life sentence, and then her friend that's older, kills him at the very end because of what they did to her father. But this book is just has a lot of different stories in it. You learn a lot about two different characters. You also learn that Supergirl doesn't need to be partying, getting drunk and stuff. She can be a hero even if her family's gone. And you do see a flashback with her father telling her father about her mother that she saw her mother die before her planet gets destroyed, and talking to her father, and her father said, "Never forget your mother's words," and she said, "Yes, father." It's a lot of different storylines going on, but it's all packed into one. I just love this book. My comic store has a hardback copy of it. I want to get that, and the hardback copy is actually this background I'm having here. Um, it's just, I loved it. Like, I'm lost for words. This book is just amazing. The art in it, the story in it. Um, like I said, I couldn't put it down once I read it. I mean, I had to put it down a couple of times to do other things, but once you are reading it, I couldn't put it down. Um, it's like reading your favorite Bible story over and over and over again, and you get something out of it every single time. In this book, you get something out of it each page you turn. Like if I get the hardback copy, I'm getting the hardback copy because I want the hardback copy along. I want a longer. It's a longer graphic novel than the one I got. The one is a compact size, like a small, like a medium sized Bible. I want the actual hardback long comic book, I mean graphic novel, so I can read it again in bigger pages and bigger bold because it's really small, bigger pages, bigger bold, and see the art for what it was drawn on original paper for regular paper how it was originally drawn. Um, but I just want to read it again, and that's one way of doing it. I can read a small one, but I want to get a bigger look at it. Um, James Gunn is going to do a fantastic job with the movie of it, hopefully. But this book is just awesome. Just like how I read the Mighty Thor comic book before I watched that movie. That comic book is amazing too, where it's about Jane Foster being Thor, and every time she picks up the hammer, she's dying. She already has cancer, but she's dying every single time, but it heals her cancer. Thor also had a lot of stuff in it to grab towards and love about, and then that mighty Thor, Love and Thunder. I think it was Thor: Love and Thunder they called it, but the Mighty Thor had the same storyline as that in Love and Thunder. I know I'm talking about Thor with a Supergirl review, but hold on here for a second. They took some elements from that comic book and put it in the movie. They're going to do the same thing with Supergirl, but it's going to be called Supergirl. This is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and I can't wait to see Supergirl, but also compare this comic book with the movie and be like, oh, and then if I do see an opening weekend, and hopefully my friend's not busy on that opening weekend, we can see it on opening weekend while I'm there, and I can compare and contrast and tell her what the comic book has in it and what the movie did and what the comic book did different from the movie. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to probably see Supergirl twice because I'm probably going to read it twice. But this for so far for this first review is amazing. I just loved it. The art, the story, the self-improvement of Supergirl learning to be the hero she becomes to be. Even like in the trailer, her cousin Superman's worried about her. There's no mention also of Superman in this either. This is a straight story of Supergirl. Um, Superman just added in there in the movie version of it because, well, we met Superman first, even though they are cousins, but still, it's like there's no Superman mentioned and no Lobo. Um, but the rest of the stuff that you see in the trailers is mentioned in this comic book. So if you want to read it, you should read it before the movie comes out. Then you completely understand where like some of the sequences are in the trailers. But this book is amazing. I just want you guys to go pick it up and read it as much as possible you can. Go pick it up. I probably will read this again and talk more about it, but this is just fantastic. So if you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and deuces.